The following program is a Town of Colonie television production of the William K. Sanford Town Library.
Good day, all. We're here to explain some things about Patriot Flight. Patriot Flight is an honor flight. It's one of the many hubs in the country, one of 9 in New York State, the second in New York State. Learned a lot of things from Rochester. We take veterans down to Washington, D.C. for a one-day excursion. We go in the spring and the fall, and we take 100 passengers. More than half of them are veterans of World War II, Korea, the Cold War, and then Vietnam. Most of them are Vietnam. The Vietnam soldiers are very appreciative. They get treated a lot different than they did years ago. We have had a flight just recently on September 29th. It is one of the, I want to think about 15 or 16 flights. We started in 2007 with our first flight in 2008. Our founder, Bill Peake, was 83 years old when he started, and he's still around, and he is really remarkable. He comes to our pre-flight meetings at a 93-year-old youngster. We have developed a community involvement, and we do a whole host of things for Patriot Flight. And one of our programs, we like to get the word to the youngsters. The youngsters meaning the high school kids, grade school kids. We speak at middle schools. We've gone with veterans, and they've interviewed us. Today, who I have here with us is Lois Wilson.
That's me.
That's Lois. She's the assistant to me. I'm the president. And Joe, I wish Joe was the assistant, but Joe serves many other functions. He's one of our associates. As a matter of fact, one of his nice jobs is he's a captain of our breakfast club. And he's there spreading the word and spreading money around with a 50-50.
He's our comic relief.
And we have other duties for him. What we're going to discuss today is a couple of the programs we do, because we do a whole host of them. I do have to say before we get on, in case we forget later, check us out on the computer, patriotflight.org, and also check us out on Facebook. Being I'm not a Facebook person, Capital District patriotflight.com. All the people that do Facebook, don't worry, you'll find it. You get a lot of information, you'll find out what we're up to. But today we'd like to share the word about our
endeavors.
Yeah, one of our programs, which is an essay contest for high school students. And also, Joe will be talking more about getting around to the schools, just to see if they're interested in us putting on programs. We have done that in the past. I'm going to turn a lot of this over now to Lois, because she's the one who came up with the idea to have this essay contest. I don't want to tell you that we're going into our 3rd year, but I'll let her explain it. And if she misses something, I'm sure Joe will say something. Lois, go ahead, you're on.
I've been watching students for many, many years basically seemingly lose their patriotism for our country. And it haunted me. And I thought about it for years. How can we fix this? How can we make children understand how lucky they are to live in this country and to be free? And I woke up suddenly one morning at 3 o'clock thinking, yes, I got it. And I thought of this idea of having the kids, high school kids, write an essay regarding their freedom, focusing on veterans, and we would give them, the winners, a free trip on the Patriot Flight. totally free to them. We would take care of actually, originally, I was going to take care of the bill myself because it means so much to me that I was willing to buy their ticket, and I was told by Patriot Flight that they were willing to help me out with that. So now, 3 years later, we have our 6th student going on a flight. She won last year. I forgot the title of it, Freedom and What It Means to Me was the first essay. Why Thank a Veteran was the second essay from last year. And this year now, we just released a week ago the new essay title, which is called Our Freedoms, Our Veterans, Our Flag. The essay should be written 300 to 500 words, and all the information is up on our website, and you can print out an application. We require the application to be sent by November the 15th. And then once you send in the application, you're good to go. And you can write the essay, and all the instructions are on the application, so you'll know when it has to be submitted and when we're going to reveal the winners. The next 2 winners will go on the next 2 flights in 2019, each their own flight. The essays are judged by veterans, and the essays that are read by the veterans to be judged are not signed by the student. So no veteran has any idea whose essay they're reading. Once the winners are picked, then we open all the essays that are signed, and then the winner is revealed. So it's an exciting process, and the kids, it's changed their lives. So we have the flyer you'll see. You probably cannot really see it right here very, very well, but you'll see them around libraries and schools and Stewart's and various places wherever we can hang them so that we get the word out. So I'm just excited about it, and I can't wait till November the 15th to find out how many kids we had enter this year. Spread the word to your schools, your teachers, your parents, anybody who might know more high school kids, grade 9 through 12. We're excited to have you enter the contest.
I'd like to add to this to say the schools that participated are your local ones. And to give you an idea, there's been 4 winners. The first year was Niskayuna Unischool student John Drasba. The Mechanicville High School, Ben McNutt. Last year, it was a Shaker High School student, Eric Cassini.
Yeah.
And a Gilderland High School student is coming with us on the 29th of September, named Candy, or is it?
Candy Cial. Condile Cial is her name.
So we encourage everybody, and what I'm holding here is a booklet we put together for each flight. And we put their essay in it. They come to our pre-flight meeting and read the essay to over 100 people who take our flight, and they become proud students. We try to get to go to their school board meetings so they get recognized by their school. I guess other organizations, unfortunately for us, we don't give out scholarships. We give out a flight and a memory for a lifetime.
Yeah.
And they're pretty impressed with the people.
That's for sure, and they're surrounded by living history for the whole day. It's a phenomenal experience for them, and it changes their opinion of their country, without a doubt, for the better.
I would say that 15, I think Ben McNutt was only 15 years old.
Yep.
And to see these young kids with veterans that are, Vietnam is what, 67?
Yeah.
And we have them all the way up to 95, the World War II veterans. It is a pretty impressive day for them. And I would say, I'll tell you, I write articles for something that's called the Senior Spotlight. If you see one around, you can pick them up at Stewart's or in your libraries in assisted living. Pick one up. We normally write about these students. It is really a nice event for them to participate. The schools that have participated have been as far as Argyle. I know there was a student from Argyle, some of the local ones. We hope to do more with some of the other local city ones or right on the fringes. And that's where Joe's going to come into play. Because if we don't hear from you when we send you, or maybe as a nice follow-up, we know people in these different schools. I want to say Joe the henchman's going to come out and talk to you. Go ahead, Joe. Tell him you've done stuff like that anyway. It isn't like
Yes, I have.
I'm not making it up.
Yes, I have. We like to go to school, talk to the counselors and the teachers, explain to them the full purpose of this program. And there were quite a few schools that are very receptive, but some, they kind of just blasé about it, but they don't realize that by not participating, it's not a good thing for the students. It's a great adventure for a day. The students learn a lot, and they enjoy the day with the veterans.
And the veterans enjoy the day with them, too.
Oh, yeah, it's a two-way street. There's no
That's-
question about it. It is really something for them to take the flight. We allow their parents to go with them. Naturally, we make the parents pay. The student goes at no cost. But we make a point of the parent hooking up with another veteran and getting away from the student. We want the student to spend the day on their own with another veteran. We don't travel around as 100. You go individually, you hop on the bus. We go to every memorial. And I will tell you, in the last few years, we started going to the Air Force Memorial. I've started telling people that, and they go, I've never been to that one. And it is one of the nicer ones, very small.
What we do is we go to World War II Memorial, Vietnam, Korea, Air Force, Iwo Jima, and then we top off the day with Arlington Cemetery and the changing of the guard. And then once we finish that takes all day. By that time, it's 5 o'clock or close to that time. Then we head over for dinner to the #1 Golden Corral in America. And then all the guys love that. They have a room dedicated to the vets so that we have our own area in the restaurant. And they manage to get plenty of groceries once they're there.
Groceries. Yeah, they wish they could take it with them.
And then we have a lot of surprises for the vets and everybody on the flight on the way home, too, that we're not going to tell you. Those are special things.
I will say to you, Joe should talk more about, he's gone around and harbored some schools that we go out with veterans, and we've got our 3rd year coming up with Voorheesville Middle School, where we bring a panel of vets and we have them speak about their service, tell about some of the stuff we're doing. I got to tell Joe, tell him about your buddy here from South Colonie we're supposed to go see, among others.
Well, hopefully I can get Colonie High School, Mr. Cacciadorian. Hopefully he'll want to put our program into effect. We've gone to Niskayuna, Voorheesville Middle School, Oneida.
Where did we go? I'm trying to think. There was another place. I should have written it down. There
Well,
is.
we've done 5 schools so far, and we bring a panel of a variety of vets from all the different wars, and they explain to them what they did, and then afterwards we have like a
Q&A.
question and answer period. You can ask any questions you like, and afterwards, usually the students show their appreciation.
I will say we have a particular veteran who has really come to life when we have these panels discussions. And unbeknown to me, and unbeknown to us, he was a Sunday school teacher for 45 years. And boy, can he attract the kids. He can hit the spot. He's 92 years old, seen the Battle of Okinawa. He was at sea. But what was really interesting, when we were at Niskayuna last spring, the middle school, at the very end, the moderator, teacher asked, what was your memorable experience while you were in service? And nobody seemed to answer except Charlie. And Charlie said, I was on the ship that was next to the Missouri when the treaty was signed that ended the war. And I think if you really think about that, how could you forget it? It ended World War II. And Charlie is very soft-spoken, low-key, doesn't say much. He's kind of personal. When he says it, you listen to him. Along the way, we're proud of as to what we do. And we try and have different events to bring the veterans together. Our little coffee club, we have 2 of them. The one at the Gateway Diner is right down here in Albany on Central Avenue, next to Westgate. You come in, hopefully Joe's there with his tin can. We get anywhere from 35 to say 40 to 45 people there on Friday mornings at 8 o'clock. We're looking to do some different things there, like maybe movie night once a month. We sometimes put on different occasions and show videos. Last year we had a little Christmas party. We filled the room and we had something unique. We had Santa Claus and Uncle Sam. Now, when did you ever see those 2 guys together?
Yep.
You don't see them on Christmas Day. You do see us on the float, the Uncle Sam floats in the parades. They've asked us to hop on board, and then that's an experience. I know Lois finds it to be. Joe's been on a couple. I think Joe should be on more, but Joe is a busy guy. Go ahead,
Yes,
Lois.
I am.
It's one of my favorite things to do, to be on the float. It's just phenomenal to be able to sing patriotic songs and be surrounded by American flags and veterans and watch the few kids that we pass put their hands on their hearts and see the veterans who are standing by watching the parade as it goes by, salute as we go by. And many people have said that is their favorite float in most of the parades. And it's just a wonderful thing to see. It really is.
It's a real different way to watch a parade, because I can tell you, many times I like to be a spectator to see it all. But what's different when you're on the float, you get to see all the spectators and how they react to you. And I want to emphasize, I know this is Colonie Library, so we're going to be coming after the schools in Colonie, which would be Shaker, and they should be proud because they had a winner. We're going to hunt down South Colonie, CBA. Did I miss any high schools in Colonie? I don't think so.
Oh, Shaker.
Colonie High, and CBA. So another high school, private high school? No. Well, we're gonna go after them, and that's what Joe's gonna do. Believe me, we're gonna get this out pretty soon in the mail. We're gonna be sending it to the social studies teacher,
Social studies and English teachers, I
English
believe.
teacher, principal or vice principal. So
They'll deal with me.
Huh?
They'll deal with me.
There you go. We're going to send it to multiple people because I found out, as much as we think social studies, somebody who's interested in history, I found out from talking to people right away that the English teacher pops up. That's a nice program in the school just to learn English, and I have a sensitive spot about it because that wasn't my favorite subject in high school. And I bet you it's not the favorite subject of a lot of students today. So we really hope we get more than we have. We sent out over 62 letters last year. We had in the neighborhood of 30-some applicants?
33.
33. Yeah. It really wasn't encouraging to us until we found out that, like, the American Legion or somebody else does one, and they're lucky they get 15. So we're encouraged by it. We're trying to do our share for the community, for the kids. We're welcoming anybody to come to our pre-flight meeting that we just had back on September 23rd. That's always a week before our actual flight. I know this will be, it's too late for this year, but we have 2 flights a year. Takes about 100 passengers, one in the spring, normally before May. May gets hot, April's supposed to be nice. 2 years ago, we went down on April 29th. Turned out to be the hottest day on record in Washington, D.C. So we don't have a crystal ball. We like to enjoy the people that have done a lot of things for us. I thank the veterans, and you know what's nice is seeing the veterans enjoying themselves at their ripe age, interacting with one another. They really appreciate.
The other thing that we should say is this flight and all of the flights are run totally on donations. All of the people that work on the flight, all the staff, pays for their own plane. We get nothing except the rewards for doing what we do and seeing the smiles and the satisfaction on the faces of the veterans who have been on the flight and who have associated with us and all the different things that we do. So we're always looking for donations. We have to raise a lot of money, almost $100,000 in a year, and it's a lot of work.
The work isn't thought of as work. It's really a reward. And I will say we like donations. I don't want to underscore that. We do a lot of things for ourselves. Our little event down there every Friday at the Gateway brings us in somewhere around $7,000, $8,000 to 50/50, and that includes some other programs, like we were just at a car show over at Gould Orchards that brought us some $700. We do different things. We have our own raffle. Somebody says we give away too much money, and was that our third year to raffle? Was it?
Third.
Yeah, the third year to raffle. So as much as we like to say thank you so much for your donations, I have to say we do quite a few things ourselves to raise the money. And we do a lot of things ourselves just to help out the community. One of the nice things we do, in this heat this summer and the rain didn't help us, we go down to a rescue farm down in Chatham. We go down with about a half a dozen veterans, and it's $1 million farm with $1 million worth of work. And we go down and mend the fences. Some of the guys know electrical work, help out with some electrical stuff. You just show up at the other place we have a breakfast club is up in Skodak at the Skodak Diner on Thursdays at 8 o'clock. We like that idea because it's very simple. Our little diners are no dues, no membership, no voting.
Total chaos.
Total. One guy described it as the best unorganized organization. And when you think about it, there's only one requirement, only one: show up. And you don't have to, but I've got a list of over 200 people who have come one way or the other, and I know the sad part sometimes when they don't show up after a while. I'd have to say I haven't felt well on certain days. 8 o'clock in the morning doesn't. We're trying to develop this in other areas. We're trying to, up at the Queen Diner, I got to send Joe back up there again. They got a nice back room up there for all the people up in Schenectady and Scotia. They're not going to drive down to the Gateway on a Friday morning, as is the people from Saratoga or Clifton Park. We do get a couple from Clifton Park every Friday. And that's where Joe's going to come in, because Joe is going around with me. He took me someplace. He turned into the promoter. Oh, you need a speaker? Frank will speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So, Joe, we keep him busy with those kinds of things. I'll tell you
Another thing that I just thought of that's kind of important, it's probably the most important thing of all, is this group that we call TGIV, Thank God It's Veterans,
Right.
has recruited veterans who have been alone for so many years and didn't want to talk about their flight or their lives during the war. Now have become friends with other veterans at this event, at these breakfasts, and lifelong friends. And it's amazing to see the camaraderie that has developed through this TGIV breakfast every Friday morning. So that's another thing that's
You'll
wonderful.
never know who you're going to see there.
You never know who you're going to see at the clubs, right? And
Right.
From the class of 66 at Phillips Scott High School, there's 5 of us that will be there all together occasionally.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what's interesting on this flight on the 29th. There were 3 sets of brothers that were in the military. 2 of them were Vietnam, and the other one was Vietnam and Korea brothers. That's pretty impressive. I find that the camaraderie, as Lois said, the friendships they develop, And you know, I always say to keep their memory alive, you need to make memories. And we've done a lot of different things. We'll be back again to talk about some of the things that we've done with them. Some of them are very, very interesting. We just, in August, there were 13 or 14, went out to a reenactment, the largest reenactment in the country of the Normandy invasion. And some of those people have gone multiple times. I've already heard from other people want to go. We may be as high as 20 people. We carpool it out there. We'll follow up this show with other shows that we hope to develop and spread the word on.
And coming up soon is our trip down to the Purple Heart Museum.
There you go. We go down to Purple Heart Museum 3 years in a row. It's a nice little museum. If you have a Purple Heart, I guess it's the medal nobody really wants,
Right.
because you were wounded, but they want to register all you people. And they have a computer database. You can sign up online. It's called the Hall of Honor. It's down in Newburgh, and we drive down. It's a very enjoyable group. I think last year there were 16 of us. The thing that attracts some of the veterans is the thought of a diner or a buffet. It seems to be. It seems to be. They love it. Maybe the diner in Baltimore. There were a group from the Butchie McTagg post. None of them, 10 of them went. None of them had been to a Golden Corral. They come up to me afterwards and said, "Frank, that Golden Corral in Baltimore is fantastic. How did you ever find that? We never went to one." So we're always out there trying to promote the friendship, the camaraderie, and we're out there doing things. These two people I brought, Joe and Lois, have helped an awful lot. They're there when you need them. They're there doing things, as Lois said, we're all volunteers. None of us get paid. And raising money is going on all year long. We try to make the fun go along with it. And we may be doing a turkey raffle. The one year we put on a show with a turkey raffle, raised a little bit of money and had a little fun. We never know what's on the horizon. That's what's nice about it. I encourage everybody, if you got a question, patriotflight.org is our web. And Facebook, you'll get a lot of information. You don't need my email address, that's enough. I'll give it to you if you get in touch with me. I got to thank Lois and Joe for being here. It's nice when we get together. We're going to do more of these in the future. And Joe, I got Joe coming with a friend of his from right here in Colonie that we did one, not here, someplace else. It's more very informative, enjoyable, laughable, you name it. What else can you throw in there, Joe?
Wide open.
Wide open. And you'll hear some things back then. In the meantime, thanks an awful lot for listening. We look forward to doing another one, and get in touch with us. We're a friendly group. Thank you so much.
Come join us on a Friday.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.